I've seen this thousands of times. You cut out takeaways, biscuits, and processed foods, and you're cooking everything yourself while focusing on whole foods, yet your belly fat is still there. My name is Adam, I'm a performance nutritionist, and over the last 10 years, I've helped over 200 men get lean and significantly improve their health. Today, I want to show you exactly why clean eating isn't shifting your belly fat and what does. When most men say they're eating clean, they mean no more junk food, more whole foods cooked from scratch. And look, that's generally good for your health. I'm in full support of that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that whole foods are bad for you, but here's where people get tripped up. Healthy and fat loss friendly are not the same thing. You can eat nothing but chicken, rice, olive oil, nuts, and avocado, all the clean foods, and not lose a single pound of fat. I see this constantly with clients. They've completely cleaned up their diet. They feel virtuous about it, and the scale hasn't moved in 6 weeks. The reason is almost always the same. Your body runs on energy. And the only thing that determines whether it burns fat or stores it is whether you're taking in more energy than you're burning or less. That's it. That's the whole fat loss game. The research on this is about as settled as anything. Long-term changes in weight come down to your energy balance, not your food purity or meal timing, and not whether your oats are organic. When you eat more than you burn, you store fat. When you consistently eat less than you burn, your body has to dip into its reserves. That's fat loss. Clean eating doesn't automatically create a deficit, and no deficit means no fat loss. It's as simple as that. But here's where it gets a bit more uncomfortable. A lot of clean foods are actually really easy to overeat. Nuts, nut butter, granola, olive oil, avocado, smoothies. All of those are nutritious but calorie dense. A small handful of almonds is around 170 calories. My handful of almonds is around 600 calories. I had a client who was meticulous. He meal prepped every Sunday and avoided processed foods. Now he was generally baffled that he hadn't lost any weight in like 2 months. So we sat down and went through his food diary together. His post-workout smoothie alone was nearly 700 calories. Oats, banana, peanut butter, protein powder, full fat milk. Every ingredient was clean. The total was the problem. Because you've labeled something as healthy, your brain gives you permission to eat more of it. That's the clean eating trap. Now, there's also this idea if you're strict enough about food quality, the fat just comes off eventually. Just be disciplined and eat clean 7 days a week. I used to believe this and it made me miserable and didn't work long term. The research consistently shows that adherence, your ability to actually stick to your plan over weeks and months, is the biggest predictor of fat loss success. Not how clean your food is, not how perfect your protocol is on paper. And rigid all or nothing eating tends to produce a very predictable cycle. Strict all week. One meal out that tips you over. Then you feel like you failed and the weekend becomes a write-off. Monday, you start again. I've seen this with thousands of men and women. The diet isn't a problem. It's the unsustainable restriction that is. Now let's talk specifically about the belly because this comes up constantly. Yes, it can be stubborn, which means you need a deficit for a fairly long time in order to see it go. You cannot do that with a rigid approach. So here's what actually works. Kiss goodbye to Eddie Abu or Paul Saladino or anyone that confuses you. Then you need an actual deficit, not a vague reduction in junk food, a real measurable gap between what you're eating and what you're burning. I suggest a 20 to 25% below your maintenance. This seems to be the sweet spot for most men. It factors in a margin for error, and I have a free fat loss calculator below that works this out for you in less than 60 seconds. Then build your meals around protein and fiber, not because they're clean, but because they keep you full. A client eating 2,000 calories of mostly protein, vegetables, and whole food carbs will find it easier to stay on track than someone eating 2,000 calories of low volume food. Yes, the numbers are the same, but the hunger experience is completely different. And most importantly, give yourself some flexibility. The research comparing rigid clean eating to flexible dieting found that when calories and protein were matched, the flexible approach didn't produce worse results. And the flexible group were better at maintaining the fat loss after the diet ended because they'd actually learned how to eat in a real world, not just follow a list of approved foods. Give yourself what you want 10 to 20% of the time. Just be sure to track it. So now you know why clean eating can be problematic when it comes to losing belly fat. If you found this useful, subscribe and watch this video next. I'll see you there.